We are counting down the 10 deadliest tornadoes of 2025, ranked from tragic single fatality storms to catastrophic nighttime disasters with staggering loss of life. These entries span violent spring outbreaks, unprecedented wind speeds, and the devastating human toll left behind. Some may surprise you with how quickly lives changed. Which tornado proved the deadliest of them all? Let us begin with number 10. On May 16th, a strong tornado with an enhanced Fujita scale rating of 2 struck near Linton, Indiana, during a day of widespread severe weather across the Midwest. Winds between 111 and 135 miles per hour tore through a rural stretch of Greene County, destroying at least one home and leaving a path of scattered debris. Officials confirmed a single fatality, the only life lost in Linton that day. That fatality was added to the year's growing toll. While this tornado's death count was the lowest among the deadliest tornadoes of 2025, its impact was a stark reminder that even a brief, isolated storm can change a community forever. On March 14th, Pittsburgh County, Oklahoma, was struck by an EF2 tornado that cut a 6-mile track through a rural stretch just after sunset. Within minutes, 2 mobile homes were demolished, both structures flattened, and 2 lives were lost. Survey teams later confirmed that straight-line winds near the tornado's core reached speeds strong enough to reduce manufactured homes to splinters, while neighboring frame houses suffered only minor damage. The event doubled the death toll from the previous entry, underscoring how quickly disaster can unfold, especially in areas where housing construction leaves little protection. Survivors described having barely enough time to react before the storm was over. March 16th brought a different kind of threat to B County, Texas. An EF2 tornado touched down near Skidmore, carving an 18-mile path through farmland and rural roads. An EF2 is an enhanced Fujita 2 rating, indicating wind speeds from 111 to 135 miles per hour and producing significant structural damage. Despite matching the Oklahoma tornado's death toll at 2, this storm had a long track that cut a wider swath of destruction, flattening barns, shredding farm equipment, and leaving several families without homes. Meteorologists noted the supercell's persistence as it tracked across open country, driven by strong coastal moisture and late-day instability. The extended path length, nearly 3 times the length of the previous entry, placed Skidmore's tornado higher on the list, underscoring how the reach of a storm can magnify its impact even when fatalities are the same. Darbin, Mississippi, found itself in the path of destruction on the evening of March 15, when an EF3 tornado carved an 8-mile corridor through the heart of Walthall County. Survey teams later confirmed wind speeds exceeding 140 miles per hour, strong enough to obliterate 3 homes in a cluster of Mobile residences just west of town. All 3 fatalities occurred in those structures, where walls and roofs offered little protection against the violent updrafts. Local records show that entire families lost everything in seconds, with debris scattered hundreds of yards from the original foundations. For Mississippi, a state all too familiar with spring tornadoes, the Darbin event was a chilling reminder of how quickly lives can be upended. The storm's intensity and death toll pushed it higher in the rankings, and set the stage for even more severe outbreaks to come. On March 14th, near Rombauer, Missouri, a powerful EF3 tornado carved an extraordinary path. The track stretched more than 81 miles across Butler and Ripley counties. A National Weather Service survey confirmed this was the second longest tornado track of the entire spring, a rare feat for any storm, especially one rated below the most violent categories. Along its relentless journey, the tornado claimed 3 lives, matching the death toll in Darbin, Mississippi, yet standing out for its sheer endurance. The storm's extended track meant more communities faced danger for a longer period, with damage scattered from rural farmsteads to clusters of homes on the outskirts of small towns. Meteorologists noted that long-lived tornadoes can amplify risk, as warning fatigue sets in and new areas come under threat with little time to prepare. In a season full of deadly storms, the Rombauer tornado's exceptional reach earned it a higher spot in the ranking, even among events with similar loss of life. June 20th, 2025, brought a tornado that would challenge the very science behind storm ratings. Near Enderlin, North Dakota, a violent funnel tore a 12-mile path through open country, claiming 3 lives. At first, survey teams rated it EF3, but the real story lay in the wreckage along the tracks. 33 rail cars, some grain hoppers weighing over 129,000 kilograms, were not just derailed, but tipped and tossed. One empty tanker, still massive at over 32,000 kilograms, landed 145 meters from the rails. Forensic engineers and the Northern Tornadoes Project ran the numbers, and they concluded only winds above 210 miles per hour could move that kind of weight that far. The National Weather Service upgraded Enderlin to EF5, the first EF5 in the U.S. in 12 years, not because homes vanished, but because the laws of physics demanded it. This tornado's death toll was modest, 3 fatalities, but the raw power on display was undeniable. On March 15th, a violent enhanced Fujita 4 tornado carved a devastating path across 4 counties in southern Mississippi: Walthall, Lawrence, Marion, and Jefferson Davis. The storm's track stretched nearly 68 miles, with a staggering width of 1,400 yards at its broadest point. Unlike most rural tornadoes, the sheer size of this funnel meant that even isolated homes and farms stood little chance. 5 lives were lost as the tornado swept through manufactured homes and scattered communities, leaving behind fields stripped bare and debris scattered for miles. Survey teams found evidence of high-end enhanced Fujita 4 damage, with entire structures reduced to foundations and swaths of forest snapped and uprooted. Survivors described the roar as unrelenting, with little warning before walls gave way. The tornado's immense path and intense winds made it the deadliest in Mississippi for the year, and a grim reminder that a wide, long track storm can amplify tragedy even in the most rural corridors. Selmer, Tennessee, faced its worst disaster in years when an EF3 tornado struck the heart of town just after dark. Unlike the sprawling rural paths seen elsewhere, this storm zeroed in on neighborhoods and business blocks, carving a path of destruction through the community's center. In a matter of minutes, 332 structures were affected, 108 of them completely destroyed. Homes, churches, and small businesses stood little chance as winds ripped roofs from buildings and walls collapsed under the pressure. Emergency crews found entire blocks flattened, with debris piled where living rooms once stood. 5 residents lost their lives that evening, matching the highest death toll of any tornado outside Mississippi. Survivors recalled the sudden roar and the feeling of walls giving way, with no time to run. In Selmer, the loss was not measured by miles of open country, but by the density of damage packed into a few city streets. And it was a reminder that when a powerful tornado strikes a town head-on, the impact can be devastating, no matter the rating. Number 2, St. Louis, Missouri. On May 16th, as storms swept through the Midwest, an EF3 tornado tore into the heart of St. Louis, leaving a scar unlike any other that year. The funnel's path cut through densely populated neighborhoods, damaging or destroying nearly 5,000 structures, homes, schools, and small businesses alike. In the chaos, 5 lives were lost, including 3 children, all from the same block in an underfunded section of North St. Louis. Emergency crews described entire streets where families had no chance to seek shelter, forced to ride out the storm in living rooms and bedrooms. 38 people were injured, and for many, the loss went beyond property. This was a community left questioning why help did not come sooner. Investigators later found that warning sirens failed to sound in several neighborhoods, and many residents received no text alerts before the tornado struck. The event exposed deep gaps in the city's warning systems, especially in areas long overlooked for upgrades and investment. raising tough questions about who gets protected when disaster strikes. Just before midnight on May 16th, the Somerset-London tornado tore through central Kentucky, rewriting the record books for 2025. Touching down in Russell County, the storm intensified rapidly, carving a 60-mile path that would devastate communities across Pulaski and Laurel counties. Peak winds near 170 miles per hour stripped trees bare and swept entire homes from their foundations, especially in the Sunshine Hills and Walker Lane neighborhoods on London's south side. In the darkness, many families were caught asleep or with little warning, their homes offering little protection against the onslaught. 17 of the 19 lives lost were in Laurel County alone, with entire blocks reduced to cracked slabs and scattered debris. Survivors described the tornado as a freight train that arrived without notice, leaving behind silence and ruin. By the time the funnel lifted near Leda, more than 1,500 homes were damaged or destroyed, and the economic toll in Laurel County alone reached $350 million. Emergency crews worked through the night, searching for survivors and accounting for the missing. For Kentucky, it was the deadliest tornado in a generation and a sobering lesson in the dangers of nocturnal storms, where even the best warnings cannot always reach those in harm's way. Across all 10 tornadoes, one pattern stands out. Even in the deadliest year, single-event death tolls stayed low. This is proof that early warnings, preparedness, and resilient communities save lives. As tornado counts rise, these lessons matter more than ever. Survival isn't luck, it is vigilance. Stay safe, stay informed.